What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.
Hello there, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. All right. Hello and welcome to another stream. Here with Flood and Noob. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we are going to be flying out of Minneapolis. We're going to be flying to Chicago O'Hare. Alright, we're going to be flying from Minneapolis to Chicago O'Hare. It's not going to be that long of a flight. It shouldn't take us too long. But let's see how this goes. Okay, first things first. First things first, let's take a quick look around this Minneapolis area. Now, this is the default flight simulator airport scenery for Minneapolis. There, I believe, is the city of Minneapolis right there. And so the airport is not the best by any means. Right? It is not good by any means. But it's not the worst default airport out there. I don't think it is. It's good enough for today's flight. So we're going to use it. As you can tell, this is early sunrise, I believe, that we're flying out of. Early sunrise, okay? So let's see how that goes. What about my flight? Flight from Islamabad to Lahore. I did that. Kaleem, I did that. That was my last stream. My last stream was Islamabad to Lahore. So yeah, I already did that. I already did that. That was my last stream. Okay. Yeah, looking good. Early sunrise. So let's get out of here while we can still catch a good view of the sunrise, most likely. And today I'm going to be pondering the question of whether I need to buy the PMDG. Whether I'm going to buy the PMDG for 2024 or not. Now, we are in Flight Simulator 2020, not in 2024. I have not bought the PMDG for 2024. So I'm seeing whether I should spend money. I mean, it's going to cost me $20 to move the 737-900ER over to 2024. I don't know if it's worth that $20 or it's better spent on some other aircraft. So yeah, let's see. And that too, if I should continue with the 737-900 or the 800 variant, which is better in all honesty, but much more expensive. And I'll have to pay full price for it in 2024. So I'm not sure. Anyway, that's a question for later on. Let's go ahead. Okay. And jump into the aircraft if it'll let me. I don't know what's going on right now. Yeah. We're having issues with views here. I'll just use the menu here. And I'll go into the cockpit. There we go. Okay. So let's get this aircraft started up and let's get out of here as soon as we can. So first thing first, let's come down here. Let's go to ground service vehicles, ground connections. Let's request our ground power here. Okay, it's connecting. Let's go up here. Let's turn on our batteries if I can find it. I can't see it. Okay, there it is. Batteries, emergency lights armed. Ground power on, please. There we go. And we're going to ask our panel lights to go to some sort of light there. There we go. That's good. Let's turn on our nav light, which is already on. Passenger signs. There we go. Okay, that is looking good for us. Probe and window heats can be left for now. I don't really care about that at the moment. Let's go overhead a little bit more up here. Let's put this to nav, put this to nav. Okay, there we go. It's aligning. Let's see how long it's supposed to take for alignment. It's not showing us that. Interesting. Okay. That's good. All right, let's look at our background light there. Bit of floodlight there. Main panel lights up. There we go. Okay, let's put our FMC there. Panel brightness up. Let's put some, what other lights do we have? We have floodlights here, don't we? Yeah, we need some floodlights, not a lot. And there we go. So why is our FMC screen not coming to life? Ah, there it is. Let's come to life. Good. Good. That is fantastic. All of that is looking good. Okay. Let's go to a tablet here. Let's go to electronic flight bag. Let's request our data from SimBrief today. That's fine. There's our OFP. We don't need to worry about any of this. Go back up there. Let's go to where is our SimBrief stuff? This is 2020. I'm a little bit confused. Ah, there's our SimBrief. SimBrief dispatch right here. Okay. Gonna look at some data here. We've also got GSX, which I don't know if it works or not. Okay, let's view our flight plan. All right, we're taking off from runway 30 left. Okay, so we're taking off from runway 30 left. Let's import that from OFP. Import the weather. Okay, that's interesting. We need center of gravity to calculate that. Okay, fine, that's all right. Let's load up our aircraft. Let's just try loading it up. GSX SimBrief is okay, so let's request refueling first. Sun country, why not? Let's come down here to position initialization. Pick up that. Put that in there, and that should sort that out. Good. Okay. We need refueling services. We do. So we'll come into this one here. Reference airport today is Minneapolis, which is KMSP. Let's put that in KMSP. reference. Okay, let's go to a route. KMSP is origin, destination is KORD, which is Chicago O'Hare. There you go. Flight plan request. Flight plan request from SimBrief. SimBrief, thank you. Set the payload, we can set the fuel. We can select the route. Waiting for that flight plan request to come through. Okay, let's load it. Come on. Come on, let's request boarding here as well, by the way. Let us request boarding. Okay, we are going to activate it and execute that. That's good. Waiting for the refueling truck. Why isn't the refueling truck doing anything? Why haven't they connected it? They haven't connected it up. Why haven't you connected it up, Mr. GSX? Why haven't you connected it up? I don't know. The boarding is not working. This is not working. I don't know what's going on with GSX. It's probably because we have this particular airport for which I don't have the GSX profile installed. So that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. We've set everything that we need here, so that's enough. Okay. Takeoff runway today. Oh, 2020, huh? 2020. Come on. Takeoff runway today is what again? 30 left. So 30 left. So let's put that in. Runway 30 left. Execute. Let's go to a performance initialization. Let's request it from the SimBrief plan. Waiting for it. Okay, let's load it up. There we go. That's done. Execute. Good. What is this? Planned fuel. I have no idea what the planned amount of fuel is. 13.1. That's good enough for us. We'll do that. We'll do that. Let's go to the next page here. We don't need to worry about it. Let's go to N1 limit. Outside temperature and all that stuff. We need to look at this. We need to look at it. We need to look at it. Now, y is in center of gravity. Import from aircraft. Calculate. Okay, great. Let's come down here and see what we can do. Selected temperature, TO2. What are we doing? We are doing TO1. TO1 derating. There we go. Climb is going to be climb profile the way it is. Flaps are going to be 5. Is that the page to do it? No. Let's see. Selected outside air temperature. Select temperature is 48. So let's do 48. There we go. We'll do it like this. That's fine. Takeoff. Flaps 5. Done. Center of gravity. It says 28.1. Is that correct? Yeah. That's fine. Oh, let's go to the next page. We need to put in all of this stuff. So runway wind is 3103. 310-3. That's fine. Runway slope is 0.28. That's 0.3, right? That's 0.3 positive. And all of this is looking good. Previous page, we're gonna put that up just like that. Great. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to our legs here. That doesn't seem right. Let's take a look at the flight plan here. It's RST direct to... Oh, that's literally the flight plan. Never mind, it is correct. So let's go to departure, arrival. Departure out of Minneapolis is supposed to be nothing, right? It's just RST1. 30 left. Okay, so let me try that. 30 left. RST1, there we go. There's RST1. Takeoff speeds have been deleted. We need to go back and look at that. That's fine. That is fine. No problem. Arrival here is going to be using Fiat 7. And that is into 10C. Okay, so we're going to use ILS 10C there. We are going to execute that as well. Let's go to legs. Clear that message, please. Route discontinuity there. Yep, that's it. Execute. Yep, there we go. All right, let's go back to our init reference. We've got all of this the way it is, and then let's go to our N1 limit. We need to redo this. So it's 48. My bad. Takeoff data here is supposed to be runway slope 310 point whatever. Runway slope is 0.3. So let's put that in. Okay, we're gonna put those in, and that's done. That is done, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go down here. Let's go to progress, and that's literally all we need to do here. Great. Let's go overhead. Let's go overhead and let us get our APU running. So APU, oh, for the love of God. 1, 2, start. Thank you very much. What is our landing altitude? Our landing altitude into Chicago O'Hare. Landing altitude into Chicago O'Hare elevation is at 661 feet. So let's put that 650. Okay, there we go. Flight level. Let's check our sim brief plan here once again. You know what? I'm gonna go to... No, you know what? Let's go to a sim brief plan again. Every time you open this, it has to reload. It's annoying. Okay. Today, please. Thank you. Oh my God, look at how long this thing is taking. Oh, that is annoying, isn't it? Okay. There we go, we got APU running. Let's switch it to APU power. Let's go ahead and request our ground power unit. Okay, just force refresh, thank you. Ground operations, release the ground power unit. Let's go up here. Let's make sure our parking brakes are on, which it is now. We can also remove the chocks there as well. Okay, good. Still waiting on freaking sim brief to load up over here. This is nonsense. I'll try one more time. If it doesn't load, we're just gonna use this. Gosh. Okay, what is our cruising altitude today? Let's see if I can read that off of here. Average fuel this cost index is 45. And 1227B, ATC, Chicago, here, that. I'm not good at reading OFPs. I've never really tried that properly, so. Okay. Come on. Top of climb. Yeah, it doesn't tell me. It is a 310. Yep, we are at 310. Okay, I believe our top of climb is 310. Yeah, 310 is where we're supposed to be at. We could do 350. Just do 310. Okay. Is this thing gonna load? Yes, it is. Okay, view flight plan. Flight level 310. Yes, it is. Okay. So let's go to flight level 310. Where am I supposed to put in flight level 310? Oh yeah, up here. Up here, 310. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's turn on these. Let's turn on these. Let's turn on those. Let's put on our yaw damper there as well. All of that is done. Voice recorder should be on mode there. Okay, let's put all of these to on here. Let's put our anti-collision light. You know what? Let's just request pushback first, and then we'll see which way we're supposed to go. Okay, so for today's flight, we're taking off from runway 30 left, right? Yeah, we're supposed to go to 30 left, and then we'll take off. Yeah, we're supposed to go to 30 left, I believe. So 30 left, so we need to go with our nose off to the right. So let's go ahead and request pushback from GSX here. Request. Oh, this refueling thing is stuck and this is stuck for boarding. I don't care about any of this. I'm just gonna restart the Quetzal. And then once it restarts, I'm just gonna request pushback. Nose to the right today. Okay, let's request prepare for pushback and departure. Sun country. Do you want to request de-icing? No. I don't want any de-icing today. Right, everything is moving away, which is good. Nose off to the right. We need to go all the way to runway 30 left today for takeoff. Good. Good. Okay, let's put our altimeter. There we go. FD on. Auto throttle on. Okay, initially 10,000 feet, and our speed here is going to be what? Let's check that out. Performance tool. V2 156, 176, 180. As usual, let's do 180. 180. Come on, 180. Let's do 180. Okay, good. Runway heading today is supposed to be at around 300. So let's just put that roughly to runway heading. We don't even need to worry about it too much though. 301, 300, good enough. 10,000 feet, that's fine. LNAV working. Oh, that's E. Sorry, my bad. LNAV working, VNAV working, and we're good. We're good to go, man. We're good to go. Let's have the rose mode there. We are flying vectors first. Ah, interesting. Intéressant. Because it's directly to FGT and then F. Okay, fine. That's fine. Yeah, I should not have pressed this, by the way. Nose to the right, please. Thank you very much. Release parking brake. Let's go up here. Get our anti-collision lights on there. And APU is running. This is running. APU bleed can come on. Those are off. That's fine. Let's go ahead. Engine ignition off to the left. Okay, here we go. N2 coming live. Okay, N2 at 15. Let's flick open fuel control there. Which N1 rise. Okay, let's head back into the cockpit. So there we go, that's looking good. It's the same with the right hand engine now. And to come into life. $15, let's go. Let's put our parking brake on. Okay. Put our flaps down. I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying this one. So far, I am enjoying this. I think I'm gonna miss the 737 if I don't buy it in 2024. Let's see. Okay, ignition back to in the middle there. That's fine. Where's our TCAS? Our TCAS is supposed to be on... okay, that's fine. I don't really care. That's fine. Good. Weather stuff doesn't work, right? I don't think weather radar works. Okay, we got our hand signal. We're good to go, but where's our weather radar stuff? I don't think the weather radar stuff works. Does it work? I don't think so. I don't think it does. Although, yeah, it does work. Okay, fine, whatever. Alright, great. Great. Let's now turn on the taxi lights. Taxi lights on. Do we need logo lights? We don't. Do we need that? We don't. Do we need that? We don't. Why is this on? Let's put that off. Taxi lights are on. APU can now come. Oh god, no. I forgot to switch power. I forgot it doesn't happen automatically. But we're good. Okay. We're still good though. We're still good. We need to switch there. APU off. Let's go packs to automatic. Automatic APU bleed off. There we go. Yaw damper can come back to on there. Good. Everything else is looking okay now. Yes, it is. Which is great. Our pack's running. Everything here is looking good here as far as I'm concerned. Yes, it is. Brilliant. Okay, we are now ready to release our parking brake. And auto brake to RTO. I'll release the parking brake now. Get out of here, parking brake. Get out of here. Okay. There we go. Parking brake is off. Let's give it a bit of power there. Come on. Let's put or a throttle right here so we can move along here. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna miss the 737 if I don't get it. So I think I will get both the 900 and maybe the iFly as well. Maybe the 800 as well, who knows. This aircraft is still very enjoyable, which is why I still fly 2020 most of the times for this aircraft. Okay, MFD. Okay. We're not going to run any checklists or any of that stuff. We're not really bothered about that at the moment. We're looking pretty good here for takeoff. It should be okay. It should be okay. Landing dispatch. We're going to leave it like that there. Come on. Come on. Going towards runway 30 left for takeoff. Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff, as they usually say. I don't know, man. I found a thing that does the announcements for free, but I'm not sure if I should use it. I don't really care about it much, but I think it will be nice for us to have a little bit of more of an immersive, you know, immersive experience. Okay, 12 knots, 11 knots. There we go. We're going to... Oh, hey, get out of here. Get out of here, man. I'm gonna put the parking brake on here for a second, because we're gonna do our landing lights. Let's go. 1, 2. Runway turn-off lights. Let's go. Taxi lights can be off, but it's fine. We're gonna leave them on. We're gonna go to strobe and steady anti-collision lights, logo lights, all that good stuff. Those are set. We are ready for takeoff in the overhead panel at least. These are set. That is set. That is set. That is set. Good. Okay, flaps are set. We don't need to arm the speed brakes at all. RTO on that. That's good. And I think we are ready to get on out of here. 31,000 feet is a cruising altitude. Yes, we are ready to get on out of here. So without further delay, ladies and gentlemen, let's do what we're supposed to do, shall we? Alt 1. Release parking brake. We're gonna take off here. Hello? It's the parking brake. What's happening? Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. There's supposed to be a takeoff button. The toga thing is supposed to be somewhere here. I don't know where it is. There's supposed to be a shortcut for toga power. Not sure where it is. Oh, that turning was too long, wasn't it? Where is the takeoff? Where is that button? I don't know where that button is. Okay, never mind. We're just gonna use manual. Okay, there we go. Takeoff power set. knots. 80 knots, check. Well, I haven't cross-checked, I just said check for the fun of it. Rotate. Be careful with this thing. Come on, rotate. All right. Get up. That was interesting. So we're flying on a manual vector at the moment. I'm just going to turn it around this way. I'm not sure what exactly is happening right now, if I'm being honest. I don't know what is going on. Okay, there we go. Let's go direct to this guy right here. We're going to do that and execute that. And we're just going to fly it directly there. I'm not going to do the manual leg per se. Mike Smith, greetings, hello there. Don't know whether to buy this PMDG or the iFly Max. If you haven't bought the PMDG, get the iFly. Are you talking about 2024 or 2020? Which simulator are you flying, Mr. Mike Smith? Okay, let's put that up. Auto brake to off there. 2024, get the iFly Max. Get the iFly Max. That would be my personal recommendation. That's an aircraft that I'm also looking to buy, actually. All right, we can put our taxi lights off, runway turn off lights off. We don't need any of that. We can put this on flight if we wanted to. I guess. I don't know. Okay. I'm actually planning to get the iFly 737 myself. So I would recommend you get the iFly over the PMDG. You can get the PMDG later if you can spare. If you can budget for that as well, you can get that after the iFly Max. But iFly Max for sure in 2024. Because I'm going to be honest with you, the best variant of the 737 to get in PMDG is the 800. This is the 900 that I'm flying. You should get the 800. It comes with all the stuff. It comes with a lot of variants. It comes with a cargo variant. So it's much better to get that one, but it's very pricey. This looks far better though. Always flown PMDG since FS9. Okay, so PMDG does have the in-depth system simulation. Okay, it's very reliable. PMDG product is very reliable. It's very stable. And it has very good system in-depth simulation. So are you someone who needs that level of in-depth system simulation? If so, then PMDG might be a good option. But iFly is not bad at all. Okay. Visually as well, iFly is better. So it's up to you. But in the end, for 2024, my recommendation is you buy the iFly first. And then think about the PMDG. Unless you're getting the Dash 800 variant, then it's a little bit more tricky there. Okay, we're coming up on 10,000 feet. We can now go ahead to 31,000 feet. I'm just going to fly directly. I like full study level systems, then you should go with PMDG. If you want more of the full in-depth system simulation and less gimmicks, less visual fidelity, not that it's too different, then you should stick with PMDG. Okay, let's go towards 31,000 feet here. Wait, hold on. Okay, so it's holding speed. Hello there, Mr. Anis. Let's turn these lights off as well. There we go. Landing lights off. That's off. Everything here is looking good. That is fine. That is fine. Okay. Why is it holding our altitude at 10,000 feet? Come on. There's a restriction there. that an altitude restriction? I don't know. But let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. All right. We haven't had a chance to go outside because this aircraft has kept me busy. But somewhere there is Minneapolis that we've just left behind. I believe. No, Minneapolis is here, my bad. It's right here. The airport is somewhere here. Okay, why aren't we climbing? Why are we not climbing? Come on. It's supposed to be above 4,000. This is good enough to climb, man. You know what? Let me do a flight level change here. Let's do a flight level change up here. Get that going, and then let's try VNAV. There we go. Now we got VNAV, LNAV, and yeah, everything's working. Press the altitude intervene button. Ah, yeah. Right here. Thanks for that, Miss Mike Smith. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Not gonna lie, I've always wondered what that button's for. I had no idea. Thank you very much. Do you fly the 737 often? Yeah, I've cleared the constraints for the time being. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. All right, clears all constraints. Noted. Okay, we need to put the gear back down to off. Obviously, it's my first time flying the 737 in the same amount of period, about 4 months. So some of the particular aspects of the aircraft have kind of escaped me by now. So I need to refresh my memory. Look at this. Like, for example, forgot the TCAS there before takeoff. It's fine. It's fine. I ain't got it for the 2024, but I had an FS9, FSX, and P3D, but I've always been an Airbus man myself. Oh, an Airbus man. I was a Boeing person, but to be entirely honest with you, I don't know, I'm leaning more towards Airbus these days. Although there's more to do in a Boeing, I kind of leaning towards Airbus these days. I find myself flying more and more Airbus than Boeing. Although my favorite airliner of all time is the 777, still find myself leaning towards Airbus. So I'm not a big fan of the 737 by any means. I'm really not a big fan of the 737. It's fun to fly and land and everything. It's simulated really well by PMDG. So it's enjoyable, don't get me wrong, it's quite enjoyable, but I've never been a 737 fan per se, Here we are. Okay, we are continuing on our journey here. If I press this button again, will that bring back the constraints? No, it won't, will it? So how do you bring back the constraints? No idea. Oh, okay, interesting. We got the speed button here as well. All right. Let me increase the range here so we get better view. There we go. So when we go all the way there. So about 160, about 240 nautical miles or so to go. We're having a little bit of an issue with connection here. Getting bored of the stock Airbuses now. Systems are buggy, so maybe grab the Phoenix bus. The Phoenix Airbus is absolutely brilliant. That is one aircraft I can get behind. I have it and it's absolutely brilliant. It is so good. The Phoenix A320 is completely it's completely different to flying any other Airbus, in my opinion. Like the fly-by-wire or any of the other ones that we have in Flight Simulator. Phoenix is much better. The Phoenix is much better. So if you are planning to get that, do get that. It's expensive, but it's worth the price. Definitely worth the price. Yeah, a lot of the stock Airbuses have issues in Microsoft. To be honest, almost every aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator that is stock has issues. There's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it. Okay. I believe we're all good now as we climb out. Let's go ahead and take a look at some cinematic views here, shall we? Because it's time for us to enjoy some views. We haven't done that. Let's do that right here. There we go. We'll enjoy some views here, and then we'll press some fast forward so we can reach our destination a little quicker once we reach our cruising altitude of 31,000 feet. I don't think we're going to be at 31,000 feet for too long either way, but still. Very, very nice. In case you're wondering why the overlay isn't showing performance metrics or information, something is wrong, quite frankly, with the connection with MSFS and Elevatics. So for 2020, something is wrong with the two, and yeah, because of that, I don't know what it is, but it's not fetching any information from the simulator. So I'm afraid we're not going to have any information available for you guys to view on top of the overlay there. So apologies about that. For some reason it's not working. At least we're able to see the destination and departure points, yeah? Okay. One thing I don't like about the PMDG are the views. The external preset views, they're terrible. We are flying along here quite happily. If you're interested in Airbuses, the A340 by Anybuilds is not bad at all. And I've also heard that the tallest one is not bad at all either. Wing flex big looks a bit robotic. To be honest with you, the wing flex isn't too bad on the 737. When there's a good amount of wind, the wing flex is fairly good, to be honest. It's fairly good. Today we're just not having such conditions, I believe, to showcase the wing flex properly. I don't know how it behaves in 2024, but in 2020 it's not too bad. It's not too bad, the wing flex, when there's wind. There we go. Let's take a quick look around. The livery looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Pretty decent here, if I'm being honest. There we go. I think it's time for us to jump into the cockpit. This thing will let us. One thing I hate, we gotta do this again and we can come back into the cockpit. Coming up on top of descent, top of climb, sorry, my bad. And as you can tell, top of descent is right there. Top of climb is right here, top of descent is right there. 31,000 feet is too high for this flight, honestly. It really is, but yeah, there we go. There we go. Reduce the range on that a little bit. Yep, that's a ridiculous amount. It's way too close. Okay, our landing runway for the day. Let's have a look at it. Landing runway is 10C. Okay. 10C. There we go. Okay, we're at 154. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. What kind of weather do we have here? 358 at the moment. Okay, 30.31. Alright. Alright. Descent altitude down here, what are we going for? Reset MCB altitude, I will. It's supposed to be at around 2,300 is what I'll do. I'll do around 2,300, eh? So we're already coming up on top of descent just like that. So let's just go down to 2,300. Reset this altitude here. Let's just leave it there. Let's just leave that there. Hold on, what's happening? Why is VNAV? Okay. What? I understand what it's doing at the moment. I do not understand what the aircraft is doing at the moment. We're supposed to begin descent. Come on. What do you mean check altitude target? What do you mean check altitude target? I don't know what it wants from me anymore. I'm a little lost. Not issues, I just don't know what I'm doing. I don't know, this has never happened before for me. I don't know why it's refusing. It says check altitude target, but I don't know what that means. What does that mean? What does that mean? 11,000 feet. It's been a while since I flew this. Okay, we're coming at top of climb, which is supposed to be at 30,000 feet. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna wait till we pass the top of climb and then we'll see what happens. Okay, and then we'll see what happens. So for now, I'm gonna leave it the way it is at 2,300. I'm not gonna do anything yet. Do anything just yet. Otherwise, we'll manually command the descent and then we'll switch to VNAV. Next waypoint, maybe? Nope. That's not it. We can fast forward this flight a little bit just so we save a bit of time. Why not? Let's go down to our flight deck here. Come on, do into 4. Come on. Do into 4 here. What on earth is this thing doing? What? Okay. Why won't it let me do this? I don't understand. Why won't it let me 100 nautical miles to 11,000 feet? We can do that. We can do that, but I don't understand what's going on right now. I do not understand what is going on right now. Nope. I don't know what's going on. Let's head back up to 31,000 feet. Try it again. SimBrief gave us a cruising altitude that was way too high. Has the pressing of this button done something to us? Okay, now we've got VNAV available. Reset MCP altitude. Okay, let's head down. What? What is it doing? What the heck is it doing? If I go to 31,000 feet and I turn on VNAV, it works. But then it says reset MCP altitude. And then it goes into this. I don't understand. Oh my god, I don't get what this thing is doing anymore. I have no idea what on earth this thing is doing. I don't know what it's doing. I have no clue what it's doing. I'm just gonna go for a manual descent here. 11,000 feet. Set it at... I tried that. I tried 11,000 feet. It didn't work. It did not work. I'm confused what this thing is doing now. I have no idea what it's doing. This is a problem. Nope. It doesn't work. Does not work. So I'm just gonna ask for a flight level change. No. I'm gonna ask for a VS. I'm going to ask for it to descend down at about 1,000. So we need to be there around here. Okay, we've begun our descent. Where is the banana? Oh, there is the banana. There's the banana. There we go. We'll do it like this. Alright. We'll do it like this. Let's put our auto brake on position number 1. Speed brake can be left armed. And we're descending. Let's see. If I press VNAV, is it gonna work? Nope, it's not. I don't get it. I do not get it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's happening. So I'm gonna manually descend this thing into 11,000 feet here. This is not a joke. This PMDG stuff is simulated quite accurately. So this is probably what would happen in real life. Check altitude target again. Again? I don't understand why it's giving me that warning. Or rather that message. I don't get it. Why does it continuously ask me to check? Doesn't look bad at all. 2020 does not look bad at all. Did we really need 2024? I'm not so sure. Okay, let's descend a little steeper than that. I don't know about this restriction. We did press this button, but I don't know what this button... I mean, it removes the constraint for the first... I don't know if it removes all the constraints or just the constraint that's immediately applicable. I don't know what it does. So maybe it removed all the constraints? I have no idea. I don't know. But as of now, we seem to be descending down towards where we need to be at. Let's go down a little bit more here, to be honest. Yeah, that looks good. But I'm gonna go down a little bit more just in case. So 11,000 feet, 60 nautical miles left for that. That's fine. And then we need 10,000. That's all fine. Let's see how it looks like. You know what the thing is? Unless you have Navigraph and very accurate and good flight plans, it's quite difficult to fly accurately, especially with an aircraft like this, which is very detailed in system simulation. It's very difficult. You are likely to come across a lot of issues, which is part of the fun, I suppose. Yeah, we seem to be doing good. Okay, come on. Still traveling very quickly here. We could fast forward this, obviously. We can do that. Let's descend down and reach much quicker. Reduce the range on that. Reduce the range on that. We come down to about 10,000 feet. I will go back to into one sim rate. That looks good. Okay, put that out, press that, 30.17 there, 30.37 my bad. Also, do show the cabin please before approach. Oh yeah, during the approach and stuff, I'll show you the cabin. We've got our airspeed creeping up slowly. We're at about 12,000 feet now. Let's head down. Oh, that is at the edge of overspeed now. Altitude hold. Okay, we've reached 11,000 feet. Okay, VNav is on. We are now at into one speed. There we go. Yes. And we can close that up as well. Perfect. Good. Now, we're at 11,000 feet and VNav is working now. So I think we're pretty good now. Speed is also dropping slowly in preparation for dipping below 10,000 feet, which is excellent. Excelente! Since we got VNav working, let's go and have a look at some cinematic views as we come in here. Check that out. Sun Country. You know what? We forgot to check out the cabin. We did forget to check out the cabin, but I don't want to do that now because it might lead to issues. Might lead to a bit of issues, so I don't want to do that now. However, there you go. There's our cabin, ladies and gentlemen. Sun Country. Sun Country cabin. Welcome on board. Okay. Interesting. All right, reset MCP altitude. Okay, we can go down now to 2,300. And it should take care of it automatically. 2,300. Why is our speed dropping so quickly? There it is. Our speed has dropped all the way till there. I think that's unnecessary. We're supposed to be at 250. Why does it do that? Why does it do that? What is going on? What is this aircraft actually doing now? Because I'm confused. We're supposed to be at 250 knots right now. Why on earth have we slowed down all the way to 212? I have no idea. Gosh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what this aircraft is doing anymore. Okay, now it seems to be functioning normally. I think it's these intervening that has caused that. Yeah, I think we're okay now. I think the aircraft is doing what it's supposed to now. Good. Okay, as we fall below 5,000 feet, I'll show you the cabin views. Matter of fact, let's just take a quick look around here. Look at that. Looks nice. So 2020 has much better ground textures in 2024. Like, this looks crisp and sharp, something you'd never see in 2024. You'd never see it this crisp and sharp in 2024. It's not possible. Okay, we're on top of it now. Brilliant. We're doing well. Let's turn on our landing light here. Below 10,000 feet. Do we leave it on continuous relight? We can leave it on continuous relight. All of that looking good. It's already set. Auto brake set. Speed brake armed. TCAS is already done there. It's fine. It's just flaps and landing gear now for our landing. Let's double check the ILS, shall we? Active nav is 110.50. What is the actual navigation signal into Chicago? Runway 10C, I believe, is what we're landing into. It's supposed to be 108.90. That doesn't make any sense. Actually supposed to be 108.90. So I'm going to leave that tuned in here. Yeah. Sorry. 108.95 is supposed to be the actual ILS frequency into Chicago O'Hare International Airport. That's for 10C. So I don't know why this is the one that's tuned in. I have no idea why that is, but let's see how things go. Yeah, we'll get ready to switch it when we can, but for now this is what it is. This is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it is. Okay, there's our runway up there, 10C into Chicago here. Oh god, give me a second. All right, I apologize about that. I had to step away for a second there. Okay, it's a slow descent here, huh? Let's go ahead and take a look at some cinematic views in that time. Look at the crispness of that. Although the ground looks awfully flat in 2020. Yeah, it does look awfully flat, doesn't it? Meaning the earth doesn't look... Well, we're not that high up anymore, so kind of makes sense. It's not that bad. There we go. There's that lovely, lovely scene there. Look good. That looks great. I gotta say, I like 2020. I like 2020. I do. It's not too bad at all. It's genuinely not too bad at all. Ground textures are better even, so I think 2020 is far from being irrelevant. I think it's amazing. So I really don't think I need to be buying the PMDG for 2024 as well. So either I buy the Dash 800 and the iFly Max, which I feel like I should buy the iFly Max, the iFly 737 Max, so could get that for 2024. Could get my hands on we're turning. Could get my hands on a couple of other aircrafts thinking about. There we go, we're turning here. Great. Just great stuff. You know what, let's just go into the cockpit because we're so low in our approach here. Let's get into our cockpit here. See what's happening. Alright, 7,900 feet. We're supposed to be 4,000 above. 6,401, 6,401. 2300. Him go vector towards okay, we got a vector here. Oh lordy, we have a problem, ladies and gentlemen. We have a problem. So the runway is here, but the approach is this way, so we need to go in this way. Okay, that's okay. We can just use some manual heading there. Or we can just directly just do that. Why don't we just do that? Let's try this. Going to make things a little more interesting. There we go, let's try that. Let's try that. Okay, so for our landing today, we're going to use 40 flaps and 142 knot landing. That's what we're using today. Okay, let's get back to our leg here. 28. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Yeah, I think we're okay. We'll be just fine. We will be just fine. All right. This area is absolutely lovely. Okay, bypass. Straight to 4,000 above. 2,300, let's see. We could take our manual control and turn the aircraft in this way, make for a more smoother approach. We should do that. We should ideally do that, but let's just wait for the aircraft to turn around, shall we? What we can do is, yeah, we can ask the aircraft to turn around this way. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. To think that if I press these two, the engine's gonna shut off. Just check the oxygen mask for no reason. Okay, we're coming up on our turning. Should begin to turn around momentarily. So have a look at that in a second here. As a matter of fact, just wait till the turning. Okay, we are turning around. Supposed to go towards Ruda. But rather than going towards Ruda, let's turn this boy around till we follow the heading. How about that? Ruda is here. Over here. So let's go towards heading. Let's fly out this way before we go towards Ruda. Okay? So I'm going to use that heading mode. No. Why are we going that low? Let's just continue flying parallel here. Use the range on that. Okay, this is interesting. We'll be flying towards the selected heading. Ah, there's a crosswind. There we go, there's Chicago. Chicago, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Somewhere here is one of the loveliest little airports ever. I think it's that one right there. Or maybe even this one, I don't know. Yeah, it seems like it's that one. Yep, right there. It's one of the loveliest little airfields in the entire game, in my opinion. Especially in 2024, it's really lovely. Okay, we're passing Chicago now. O'Hare should be dead ahead of us, slightly off. There it is. Chicago O'Hare is a very large airport. Why are we having stutters all of a sudden? There it is. our airport today. Our runway is somewhere here, so we're going in straight and then coming back in. Let's hope we got the right ILS frequency tuned in here. Yeah, for some reason it's filled with stutters at the moment. I can't tell why that is, but it is. Let's see. So we're actually gonna pass Ray and then turn back in. Looks beautiful though. It does look beautiful. Despite it being stuttery, it is quite beautiful. Okay, let's put this off to the side a little bit more. Okay, brilliant. Still at 240 knots. Try and capture. Maybe turn down graphics a little. Nah. I have spent hours in both 2020 and 2024 trying to fine-tune the graphics and get the best out of both of them. Like, it's come to a point where even if you turn down the graphics, it's not gonna give you much of an improvement. So I've fine-tuned my graphic settings to that level at this point. So if there's stutter, it's because something exterior is going on. Something else is going on. And it could be anything. With MSFS, it could be literally anything. So yeah, you never know. You never know. But one thing I do wish was that I wish I stuck to 2K instead of 4K. Because right now I'm playing in 4K, although I'm streaming in 2K. And honestly, it's better to stick to 2K instead of 4K. That is one thing. There we go. Lovely, lovely airport. You can see all the aircrafts. You can see the runway. Looking good. Okay, let's see. It's such a pain in MSFS to fine-tune graphic settings. Once you have it fine-tuned, something happens, the whole balance gets thrown off. If you mess around with it too much, oof, good luck. Good luck trying to get it back to where it was. So yeah, this is acceptable level of stutter and delay, to be honest with you. Okay, so one thing I need to do for now is altitude hold. Okay. It's very difficult to find that sweet spot, man. It's very difficult to find that sweet spot. So difficult. I think it's slightly better with 2024. I believe it's slightly better with 2024 in terms of performance, but 2020 used to be a pain. But to be honest, it's not too bad entirely. Okay, so I'm going to hold altitude here, and why I'm doing that is I want to go all the way out to the waypoint of Ruda or something like that, and then I want to turn back in. So that is why. Let me drop my flaps to position number 1. That's just the slats, I believe. No, it's the flaps as well, my bad. Okay. We got Ray coming up. Just continue a little bit more. It's 1,000 times. Try your best to play with some settings. You know what? I've been meaning to make a tutorial on what I've learned so far about fine-tuning graphics for 2020 and 2024. Maybe I'll make that tutorial. If I'm being honest with you, the only reason why I haven't made that tutorial is because I don't want to mess with my own settings, you know. That's the only reason why I haven't made that tutorial. But I probably should. It will help out quite a number of people, I assume. Know what I mean? Maybe I will get around to making that tutorial. Okay, so we're gonna continue this heading a little bit more before I turn back around. Yeah, for now let's just continue with this heading just a little bit more, and we'll turn the ship around. Now I still don't know which is the correct ILS frequency. It's one or the other, so we'll see which one leads us to the runway. RTX 4060 Ti at 16 gig and can't have settings above medium. 4060 Ti. What resolution are you running, Mike Smith? What resolution are you running? $2K. Oh, all right. 2K is a lot for that, yeah. And do you have frame gen on? Do you have DLSS? Frame generation, forget DLSS. Do you have frame generation on? Okay, you have frame gen on. And what about DLSS super resolution? Not super resolution. That's something else. The DLSS scaling thing. Do you have that on as well? Or are you just running native resolutions? Okay, I think we're ready to turn around here. Okay, so if you're running both DLSS and frame gen on in 2024, I'm assuming, right? In that case, yeah, if you're running both of those at the same time and you're running 4060 Ti at 16 gig, yeah, that kind of checks out. You can't go above medium. It kind of checks out. But there are certain settings that if you reduce, you're able to increase others and they give you a better visual experience. It's a complicated list that I can't even begin to go through right now. I really should make a video on that. I should. But there are some settings you can really change. It took me forever to get this way, by the way. Okay, it's time for us to turn around here. So let me just go to LNAV and I'll get our aircraft turning around quickly. We can also go towards VNAV as well now. The aircraft will take care of it automatically. And yeah. The textures on high and most on low. Oh yeah, there's a better way of balancing it. There's a better way of balancing it. You can get better visual quality than that. I really should get to a video. The only reason why I don't want to do that video is because it's gonna mess with my own settings. It's so difficult. A video on that would be really helpful for all of us. Yeah, I suppose it would, huh? Ground traffic on low. Yeah, ground traffic has to be either low or completely eliminated. Yeah, I'll make a video on it. I'll get to it. I'll try my best to. It's gonna take me a while to make that video though, because I literally have to pause flying when I'm making those videos. I'll start off with 2020, and that's a good basis to start off for 2024 as well. So, although the two are different, by the way, the same setting has different impact in the two sims. So that's what's funny about them. Okay, let's go down to flaps 5. It seems that this nav is actually working. Let me switch it a bit. No. Yeah, it seems this nav is working. So it's good. We have the right frequency here. Alright, I think we're okay now. I think we are okay. Yeah, I think we're fine. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming into land. There are videos on the basic settings, but everyone's PC is different, so might look good for one but not the other. That is very true. That is very true. It depends heavily on the PC hardware as well. Like extremely heavily on the PC hardware. You could have like 90% of all the components the same and one tiny thing is different, the whole thing changes. It's weird. It's just never seen a game like it. Strange, very strange. Let's see if we can catch the localizer. I'm pretty sure we can. Got the DME here at 13.7. We'll catch it, I hope. One of the most important thing is your RAM. So if your RAM here, you say 16 gig. Let me be honest with you. If you're playing 2024, the minimum recommended RAM is 32 gigs. And no, not minimum. I think ideal. No, not ideal. Minimum is 32. I believe the minimum is 32 for 2024. Yeah. Because you need a lot of RAM for it. Okay, glide slope. What is going on here? Okay, let me go. We still haven't got our localizer though. Forget the traffic there, that's not our concern. Put our flaps down again to position 10. So yeah, 32 GB is minimum before you can start seeing any good results. Why isn't it capturing the localizer? I don't understand. Yep, localizer caught. There we go. That's much better. It was a wrong one. Waiting for glide slope. I'm putting this on approach mode here. And I'm gonna bring down our flaps further. That's another thing I forgot. We need to put our gear down. Sky dolly on for recording. What on earth is it doing? Why isn't it capturing the glide slope? Okay, there we go. Glide slope caught. Okay, that's fine. It's been a while since I flew this aircraft. You can clearly tell. 151 is the reference. I don't like it. What speed are we landing at? 147. You know what? I'm going straight down to 147. Screw this. Let's go down to 147. 1,000 feet coming up already. Good lord. Okay, my aircraft. Let's see what I can do with this. Got a crosswind, but it's just 13, crosswind of 13 knots. Oh, would you look at that? Hello there, American Eagle. This is what I hate about this traffic thing. It's so annoying. Okay, come on, land before me so I can have a clear landing, for the love of God. Why'd you have to do that now? Okay.
400.
Going in visually. It's 2020, so we can't trust the ILS, by the way. Oh, good lord. Oh, I can't find the keys for the reverse thrust. There we go. Yeah, that is a stuttery mess. It's the first time it's such a mess for in terms of stutters. And then I've got the issue with PMDG where the reverse thrust doesn't work according to my normal configurations. So I have to look for the key on the keyboard. So in case you're wondering, that's what happened there. But that's okay. Alright, not too bad, not too great either. But that'll do for now. That'll do for now. Well, thank you very much, Honest. But let's turn off that. Let's turn right here. Let's put our flaps up. Why isn't the flap up working? Let's put our flaps up all the way. There we go. Let's put our landing lights off. Taxi lights on. Strobe light down there. Put this to auto. Which way do we want to turn? I've decided to go this way now, so okay. It's gonna be interesting. FD off. Oh yeah, another problem I have with PMDG is once you land, the brake sticks. This aircraft does have a couple of glitches here and there, to be honest. Okay, that's all done. We can put our that right there. Okay, flaps are up. Ideally, we would run our APU right now, but we're not going to do that because we need to do sky dolly replay. So I don't want anything messing with that. But yeah, there we go. Welcome to Chicago. O'Hare International, ladies and gentlemen. It's the default handcrafted airport available in the simulator. I haven't done anything else to it. We need to find ourselves a parking now, of which there are plenty. So we'll take our next right turn. We'll be on an active runway. And should we do that or should we just continue? No, you know what? I'm just going to continue for now. No. Yeah, why not? We were technically supposed to turn right, but instead we went left. Alright. Okie dokie. Just park on the grass and get the picnic basket. That would be fun. That would be fun. Yeah. Okay, we're not supposed to turn here, but I don't think I really care, obviously. Not someone who follows airport regulations very well in the simulator. That's okay. The reason why it's a simulator and not real life, right? Okay, so now we're gonna continue here across the runway. So it's just force of habit just to check, but it doesn't really matter. This traffic is pseudo traffic anyway. Okay. Just a bunch of phantom traffic. Okay. Let's go find ourselves a little parking here at Chicago. $18 knots. 19 knots, that's okay. We're going to take the next right coming up here and we'll find ourselves a parking, I believe. Should be able to find ourselves a parking. Any one of these stands where we can fit, we're just going to Put that in there, then we're going to take a look at the landing replay. I try and follow the rules just for immersion, checklists especially. I do that with some aircrafts, not all of them. With some aircrafts, I do. I follow all the checklists. I try my best to be, you know, down to the T and whatever. But with certain other aircrafts, I just don't. Wait, hold on. Yeah, this is okay, I think. Yep, this is okay. Certain other aircraft like the 737, I just don't. Now, airport, as far as following the rules of the airport, that's not easy when you're in a simulator because you fly to so many different airports all the time. It's easy to know the regulations and rules and all that at like a couple of your choice airports, but places you don't fly often, it becomes quite unreasonable. Even then, you see the traffic injection I have, they don't follow the rules either. So it's weird. I might be going the right way on a taxiway and then I find that one of the aircrafts on the traffic is going the other way. So I'm like, okay, there goes that. Because of that, I don't pay too much attention to this anymore. Okay, we can park ourselves. You know what? We'll take this gate here. Why not? We'll take this gate here. GSX is useful if you use it properly and get yourself a marshal at the gate. Unfortunately, this is not custom scenery. Crash detection. My traffic is pseudo, so there's no crashing even if you run into the traffic. But, however, it's annoying, you know. One of the other things is that I always have everything on full realistic. Everything is on ultra realistic as it gets. That's the only way I like to fly. Sometimes it causes a bit of issue. It used to be particularly problematic in 2020, but it's less of an issue here in 2024. Okay, we got parking brake on. Great. Let's go ahead and see what our landing replay looks like for today. And I think I've been... In case you guys can hear that noise, that's an aircraft passing over my overhead, like really, really close. But yeah, one of the things that I've decided after flying this aircraft for a while is that I am not going to spend that money to get the PMDG into 2024. I think I'm going to stick with the iFly Max, the 787 Max. That I will spend money on. I don't think I want to spend $20 just to take this to 2024. I don't think I want to spend $75 on the 800 variant. I think it's much better if I just buy the iFly 787 Max. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There goes the answer to that question. Alright, okay, sky dolly time. That does make sense, doesn't it? Although the iFly Max is $70 itself. Don't forget that. And the PMDG does come with cargo variants as well. So there's a lot to think about there. Okay. Let's see how our landing replay will look like. Let's see how we can make it happen. Come on. Come on. Yes. Yes. Was our taxi that long? Come on. Ah, there we go. Okay. There we go. Let's get a good view here. Put it like this. Ladies and gentlemen, landing into Chicago here with the 737 PM. That is a terrible replay. The wheels are halfway down in the ground as well. That's interesting. Let's check that out from another view. Let's go from the back. Let's check that out. That was not good at all. It's a stuttery mess right there. Yeah, way off to the left, way off to the left. That was me looking for the key for the reverse thrust because the normal control binding doesn't work in PMDG for some reason. Yeah, wheels are halfway down into the runway. Terrible. Terrible scenery, terrible everything, I guess. I don't know. But at least we made that landing. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more replays. Okay, let's go from the...
Too low, terrain.
Ignore all the warnings.
Too low, terrain.
Good lord.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Let's try with this one. There we go. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. Actual touchdown is just fine. The actual touchdown was just fine. Okay. Let's have one more landing replay. And then that's it. One more landing replay. Here we go. Last landing replay, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it was a good touchdown. Went up to the side, started looking for the keys. I'm sitting in the dark for some reason. That's why I had to fumble for the key there. Alright, great. There's our landing. Let's now fast forward this. As much as the ground textures in 2020 are much better, I think I've now gotten used to 2024. I think it's time for me to uninstall 2020. I can't believe I'm saying this. I think it's time for me to uninstall 2020. Along with it, I'm gonna lose my PMDG 737-900. Because I don't plan on porting this over. Alright. Let's go back to our parking there. Honestly, PMDG said that it's been reworked. The entire thing has been rebuilt for 2024 from scratch, but the visual fidelity is the exterior textures are still pretty much the same from what I've seen in videos. So what is the point? What is the point of me paying $20 to upgrade to 2024? I don't see it. I could go get another aircraft, or that money can go towards something else much more worthwhile. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll be doing that. Let's see. Okay, so let's see what condition the cockpit has been given back to us. Okay, that's fine. Flaps are up, that's fine. That's down, that's fine. Lights, let's just turn off all the lights that need to be turned off here. Great. Okay, let's now go ahead and turn on our APU. Start that APU up, Let me cheat a little bit, go to ground operations, get the chalk set here and request ground power. Let me do that. Okay, let me switch as soon as ground power connected. Let me switch to ground power. I want to shut down both the engines. Look at the ground power. There's nothing showing up. Yeah. It's time to get rid of 2020. Parking brake is supposed to be on, by the way. Sorry. APU is supposed to come to life, which it is. For now, I'm going to turn off these fuel pumps. Let's turn off these. Let's turn off those. Let's we'll leave the pack on auto. We'll turn on APU bleed. We'll turn this off. We'll get that to off. We'll get these off here. Get collision lights to off. Get this light here to... Usually it's left on, so we're going to leave it on steady. Logo lights can come off. Taxi light off, all of this off, all of that off. Okay, that's great. Let's turn off our IRS system stuff. There we go. Battery is going to remain that way for the time being. GSX, let's request deboarding if that even works. Okay. Come on. Denata, fine, whatever. Okay. Should we switch to APU? Yes, for now we could. Okay, there we go. As a matter of fact, we can just switch to ground power. We can remove this. And just turn off the APU as well. What the hell? Turn that off as well. APU off, APU bleed off. And turn off the packs too. Leave this on automatic. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That should finish that up, right? Only thing left is to turn off the battery, which we left it on ground power, so who cares? Alright. Excellent. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chicago O'Hare. Okay, there is Chicago O'Hare, a handcrafted airport in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and 2024 for that matter. It doesn't look too terrible, but I don't think it's the best either. There it is. It's a large airport, very large airport. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that flight. That was pretty fun trying to figure out what to do. This PMDG -900 variant there. I don't think I'll be getting it for 2024. Unfortunately, I think this stream has made me realize that I don't want this aircraft in 2024. Unless somehow I save up enough to buy the 800 variant, which is not a priority at the moment, so I won't be doing this. I won't be porting this over. Unfortunately, I believe my 2020 days are coming to an end. Yeah. So this is one of the last few streams that you're gonna see me use 2020 in. Very, very soon. We're going to cut off 2020 completely and I'm gonna uninstall it. That last 2020 stream is coming up very, very soon, but yeah, it's gonna be one of the few times you're gonna see me fly this 737-900 variant, most likely. Alright, thank you very much, Anas. Thank you very much, Mike Smith. And thank you, both of you, for tuning in. I believe Kaleem joined in as well. Thank you very much. That was a good stream. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Thank you very much. I will catch you guys in the next stream. And like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Comment, share all that stuff. Check out my channel. And yeah, with that, have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.